What's up, guys? Burn Factory Boys here with another video. We're going to be talking about Power Slap and Power Slap 2 that happened just last night. And Priest, I've got to say, I am really becoming a fan of this sport.
I've been a big fan even from the start, from the road to the belt to Power Slap 1 to Power Slap 2. It has me on edge every single fight, and I like that.
From the beginning, I was a little skeptical of it. I was like, man, I love MMA, I love boxing, but this is hard to watch. They can't protect themselves. They just have to take the slap. But watching Power Slap 1 and now watching Power Slap 2, I'm starting to see all the little techniques and all the little things that they have to do to be a good slap fighter. I mean, they get in the box. They can't pivot when they slap. Most people, when they want to generate power, they have to pivot. They have to put up their heels. They can't do that. They can't club, which means they slap and they lead with the palm of their hand. They have to slap with a very flat hand. And I feel like once people start to see all the technique that really goes into the sport, they're going to look past these are just two guys trying to slap, knock each other out, and really see that this is a sport that can really grow here in America.
See, that's a problem. People do think that. They just think Power Slap is some guys just roll out of bed and go slap each other for a living. No. It's a full-on production, man. Go watch it. Go watch the full card. You'll see it. There's walkouts, music, just like the UFC, and it is brilliant. I love the idea. And going to the strategies and techniques and stuff, and you look at last night's main event, Wolverine versus Dibbell. One thing that I picked up on that Wolverine was doing that cost him the fight was whenever he would get in the box and he would range. If you guys don't know, ranging is whenever the face is right here. You get the range. You get like two ranges to make sure you're perfectly like close. And Wolverine would take a half-inch step backwards and then swing. So he was hitting him with straight fingers instead of full-on palm and fingers. And you look at Damien, and he was just eating it. And he's like, "Are you even hitting me, or like what's going on?" So that cost him that fight. And Dibbell is a new heavyweight champion. And the sport it's evolving, man. It's evolving.
I loved the card last night. I thought all the fights from the prelims to the main card were unbelievable. One fight that stuck out to me was John the Machine Davis. He took on Welsey Drain in the middleweight title of the world. And on his first slap, John, who is the champion, with his right hand, he slapped and his shoulder popped out. His shoulder popped out. And instead of being like, "Oh, I can't do this anymore," throw in the towel, you take the title, he proceeded to fight with a torn shoulder with his non-dominant hand and still won the fight. Granted, Wesley made a few fouls that lost him the fight, but John's ability to fight through that burn moment, to be like, you know what, I'm a champion for a reason. I'm going to show championship heart because I've put way too much hard work into this to go out now. And he's still the champion. So that fight stuck out to me. Shout out to John to be able to fight through that injury. And I loved every single second of last night's card.
I feel like people are going to pick up on John's injury last night. People are going to see, oh, he injured his dominant hand. Now I need to start training with my non-dominant hand, so in case something does happen like that, I can still win the fight. So I feel like people are going to notice that.
This is early reminiscence to me of the UFC. When the UFC first started and the Fertitta brothers bought the UFC, it was banned in almost every single state. People are like, "Oh, they're just a bunch of animals in a cage trying to beat up each other." But people slowly started to see that there's more than just trying to beat each other up. There's technique in the UFC. There's takedowns. There's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There's striking. There's kickboxing. There's a lot of little details and techniques that actually go into the sport. And once people shift their minds, like my mind has shifted in the last couple of weeks, to see all the techniques that go into these fights. Like you said, the little technique of took a half step back, that cost him the fight. Maybe people are going to start to realize, you know what? Make sure I don't accidentally take a half step back because that could cost me the fight. And I feel like these athletes, and this is just going to evolve to a bigger and bigger sport.
And imagine Power Slap at T-Mobile Arena, Madison Square Garden, American Airlines Arena. Think about it. 20,000 fans in there. It'll be going bananas. You look at the Apex, and they're going insane last night.
We have to go.
We have to go. Dana, hook us up, please,
yes.
with some power slap.
We have to go to the
tickets.
power slap. Just seeing the videos on social media too from people that we knew that were there, they've said they've never seen anything like it. They've been to fights at the Apex. They've been to fights at T-Mobile. But watching power slap, they say there's nothing like it. So we have to go. If you guys have a chance to go watch it. I think it's going to be a massive, massive sport. And I love what Dana's doing, man. He sees how big this sport is in Russia, in Europe, in these countries that they do for nothing. And he's trying to take these athletes because he knows how much hard work goes into the sport and giving them a platform to build themselves up as a name, giving them a platform to be financially stable, to take care of their families. And I'm all behind it. I love what Dana's doing. I love Power Slap. And I think Power Slap is here to stay. And it's going to be one of the biggest sports in the world one day.
And there's already win bonuses and there's performance of the night bonuses.
There's win bonuses. And Dana's taking every precaution to get these sanctioned in all these states, showing that there are safety protocols that they have to go through during these slap fights.
I believe Power Slap will be huge.
This is the Burn Factory.